Hey, hi there, friends. Kristen here. Hi, Gail. I have so many things that arrived in the mail this week. So many things. So I'm going to start off today's video, I think, with a little show and tell of all of my goodies that I got. And then I have some UFOs to share with you too, just unfinished projects that I finished. And then I'm going to work on a jewelry design with you. I haven't decided yet. Keep going back and forth between earrings and a bracelet with craft wire or a bracelet with beading wire. I'm just not sure. So I have a bunch of stuff I pulled out to play with. And so we're going to take a look. Hi, Myra. And Christine and Jamie and Cecilia. How's everyone doing today on this fine Monday? I'm swimming in beads today. Woohoo! Marisol, happy Free Spirit Beading Monday. Thanks for bringing the fun, Marisol. Mira says, I love the paintings behind you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's an ever-evolving gallery of artwork behind me. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Teresa. Janine says, yeah, I see spider webs. You do. Okay, so before we get on to my table of goodies and all of this stuff here, first let's talk about what's going on over at Softflex Land. We've got 20% off of our Softflex craft wire in all the gauges and all the sizes and shapes and colors. So just head to our craft wire shopping section over at softflexcompany.com, and that sale is good until tomorrow, September 27th at midnight Pacific time. Lots of fun things over there in the craft wire section. And we have half round, we have square, we have some 16 gauge, as well as our regular 18 to 26 gauge in the round. So that's the sale happening. And then we've got a live bead sale tomorrow. Our next live bead sale is tomorrow, September 27th, 2022 at noon Pacific time. And you'll find that over on the Softflex Company Facebook page. We break it into two parts. So there's a part 1 at noon, take a little break, and then we have a part 2. So if you catch this later and you want to check out the sale, just make sure you check out both videos. The sale will be open until Thursday. And so you can shop it live, or you can shop up until Thursday. And that's going on over there. Then we've got Kit Day is this week. I can't believe it. Just with Customer Appreciation Week, it's like everything's sneaking up on me really fast because it's like, whoa, we're here already. So we've got Kit Day. We're going to be opening up the Spider Queen kit. And I think we've still got some of these left. I looked this morning. We are 75% sold out. So get your holiday jewelry making kit. This one will be the Spider Queen. I'm excited about that one. And I will talk a little bit about these spider webs that are inspired by the Spider Queen. We also have a trick-or-treat party coming up, a trick-or-treat jewelry making party with our friends over at Jesse James Beads. And we've got 4 designers. We've got Sarah Ayler with Softflex Company, Brittany Chavers, Danielle Wicks, and Jem Hawks. And it's going to be a blast. So that'll be next week. You have not gotten your kits, do that as soon as possible. We have the supply kit over at softflexcompany.com, and then you would get the companion bead kit from jessejamesbeads.com. And if you get both kits, you're invited to the Zoom party, which is on Friday night. So we'll have classes. It's next Friday night, which is the 7th, I believe. We have classes next Friday, and then there's the Zoom party Friday night, and then there's classes again on Saturday. And everything will be recorded, so if you can't make anything live, you can check it out later. I think the only thing that's live is the Zoom party you got to be there for at that time. Jamie says, Spider Queen kit is full of gorgeous beads and supplies. Yay, thanks, Jamie. I am waiting to finish the spider web design that we started during the TGBE takeover coffee and craft wire that we did last week once I open up that kit. So let me go ahead and switch you to my table so we could take a better look at that. So during our coffee and craft wire, I shared how to make this spider web design. I found it over on our friend Abby Berta's YouTube channel for the bead place, and redid it and shared it with you all. And I made a pair of earrings, which right now I have beads on all of the little loops, but I want to hopefully add a little spider charm somewhere in here after we open up our kit this week. Hope, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do that. I thought it would be really fun to have that on the earrings. And then I have one other left that is a little bit bigger. I used the same amount of wire as I did here, but you could see the difference in how tight I weaved it. So when you weave a really tight weave, you're going to get a smaller web that I used for the earrings. And then this one came out a little bit larger because there's a little bit more space in between. And so I was thinking I will hold on to this and make a pendant to go with it, some sort of necklace with a pendant. So I have a matching earring and necklace set for Halloween. I'm going to be going to a Halloween party and dressing up as a spider queen. So I'm excited to make this jewelry to go along with my outfit. I already have a spider necklace from our trick or treat party we did last year. But I thought I can make this one a little bit longer, and that way I can wear both necklaces. I can layer up. Happy accident. Yeah, that I ended up, I made the first earring, and then when I made this, secondly, I was a much looser, and I was like, ooh, that's quite a bit bigger. So I decided to hold on to this for a pendant and make the other earring a little bit more tighter weave. So I'm going to put these aside and come back to them after we open up the Spider Queen design kit this week. So look for this on a future Free Spirit Beading video after we have our kit. We'll finish those designs together. So that was one of my UFOs. Level up my layers, Marisol says. Yeah, I'm just going to be decked out this year. Just keep adding the accessories. This is another one of my unfinished projects that I just finished today because it was sitting on my beading table when I sat down and decided, you know what, let's finish this. These beads are from the bead place. Our friend Abby, she put in a beautiful mix into the Great Bead Trade that we did a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I think it was like the end of August. That happened during the Great Bead Extravaganza group. And you can find this mix on her website, I think it's just beadplace.net. And I took these two cloisonne beads that were in there. It was a mix of a bunch of different stuff, and added them to the TierraCast rings that we have. These are like the spiral rings. They only come in the one size. And I used some craft wire to make a little knotted head pin with a pretty big loop at the top so that it could nicely fit around that ring. And then I added a jump ring and I added an ear wire. So I just wanted to share, since it was sitting here and I didn't get to finish it back during the Great Bead Trade. I think I was working with these during the follow-up video. But aren't these beads so pretty? So yeah, if you want these beads, go grab the mix, the Great Bead Trade mix from Abby at beadplace.net. And now for my big bag of goodies, my swimming in bead supplies that arrived this week. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many things. Where to even start? I think I'm going to start with opening some of these up. So this is part of our Pantone color line. Speaking of, I should have grabbed the quad. Where did I put that? Let me see if I can get it real fast. Okay. I think I got it. No, it's this one, this one, this one, and oh, that's not right. I almost have it. I'm missing the Imperial Topaz. So we've got 4 colors all together. Let me see if I've got the Imperial over here. I keep picking up the red jasper. That's interesting. Okay, that's the Imperial Topaz, but I'm showing it to you in a larger spool. So here's our Pantone Quad. This might have even changed to the red. Damien, I might need you to tell me what's in the quad. Marisol says, I bought 2 of those mixes. They are amazing. Awesome. And Margaret says, I have made heaps of beaded spiders to cover my Christmas tree so I can drag Halloween out. I haven't done that yet. I was going to do a Christmas spider during the craft wire thing, and then I ended up doing the spider web instead. So I'll have to do that in the future. Thank you, Damien at Softlex Company. It is red coral. Yeah, I have all the wrong colors. What am I doing? Okay. So I've got red coral, which is Lava Falls. Then we've got turquoise, which is the water spout for the Pantone color. Then we've got the butterscotch imperial topaz, which is the caramel cafe. And then last is the dark blue lapis, which I think my color is a little bit lighter than what you might get. So those are the 4 colors in our Pantone quad, which they are 10 feet each. That's what you'll get, and you'll get this little pack of colors. So my goodness, the one thing I didn't have was my Softlex wire before getting started, huh? So let's take a look at the Pantone curated colors of the year. So if you look at that category that we've got at softflexcompany.com, you'll find the quad. You'll also find all of these design element packs. So, and we have them to match our wire. See how pretty they look together? So this is the Butterscotch Imperial Topaz, the Caramel Cafe. And this is the matching mix. I'm gonna go ahead and I feel like the colors of the pictures on the website is not really true. Like, to me, on the website, the colors got really bright, and this looks almost like, I a kind of brighter amber than it really is. So it's almost like a dark honey color, or caramel, as one would say, right? These are really fun. Oh my gosh, those do look like little caramels. They look good enough to eat, don't they? Lots, but don't do that, folks. Do not eat the beads. It's not going to end well. Oh, just in time. Myra says that she's got me on the big screen TV. Oh, Marisol says she bought the Caramel Cafe and the Lava Falls. Love, 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 love. So I'll just share a couple of beads from here because there's a lot to show you guys today. Look at those. I love these. Super cool. Really big drops. Yeah, so I think the colors in real life are richer than the bright tones that are showing on the website. So just keep that in mind. They're a little richer and feel more fall than maybe the photograph did. But the photograph is nice and bright, giving you the ability to see all the beads in the mix well. Yes, Myra says, don't let your toddlers go unsupervised around these caramel looking beads. Seriously, if I think they're good enough to eat, I'm sure a little one would think so too. And then there's some gold and sort of antique gold accent beads and stuff in this mix. And then there's also, which I don't think we've ever had, maybe one other time we did actually, but not usually, have chain in the mix. And we've got this super pretty chain. Love that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. That's included in that mix. So that is the new Caramel Cafe bead mix in our Pantone Fall product line. Myra says, watch your husband too. Yes. You don't want a broken tooth. He might not realize that they are your beads. So which color do I got next here? Oh, I've got the dark blue lapis. So let's take a look at the midnight. So pretty. This time we'll look at the chain first. Ooh, ooh la la. That is a beautiful color. Hi, Texas Sparkle Boutique. Thanks for joining us. This is Free Spirit Beading Monday. I'm live on Mondays with Softflex Company at 1 p.m. Pacific time. My name's Kristen. Happy to have you here with us. Here's that midnight bead mix. You've got those big drops again. This one is in a yummy blue color. There are some little two-tone. These kind of have like a little bit of a green, like an AB finish on them. Drops. There's some little beads. There's some of these flowers that have just a finish on one side. Super pretty. Oh, this big beauty. It's a good mix of sizes in this one to play with. And fun different shapes. And I love that was there two of these? Or just one? Oh, there were two of them. I think every bead should have at least two. These are sort of a pearl, a faux pearl looking bead. And then this one just has a couple of silver components, some spacers and some bead caps. So that's our midnight. So many things to play with. I'm going kind of quick because I want to get to actually making something. And I feel like I could ooh and ah for a while. Next up is the lovely water spout, the green turquoise beading wire. Having fun, yes. Now this one is a bright tone. I think this color on the website is pretty true to what you get. I feel like the caramel one is definitely brighter, so in real life it's a bit richer. That's cool. That looks like almost like a lampwork bead. I was going to say dichro, but it doesn't have any of that dichro thing. It's a really pretty lampwork bead. Oh, it kind of looks like the Venetian beads. That's what I was thinking, where it's got a little bit of a silver kind of running through it. Yeah, it looks like a silver Venetian bead. Water spout is a good name. That's Pantone's name. They're very good at naming things, aren't they? You got these really pretty faceted glass beads. These are kind of heavy in a good way. You probably don't want to make too much with too many of them. They're good focal. You could put the little bead cap on there. You've got some more. This is a neat shape. Pentagon shaped, 5-sided, tubular. Those can make some really cute earrings. And then these are lovely. If you like to make mermaidy kind of designs, I feel like these have a very mermaid feel to them. That blue mixed with the caramel would look nice together. Yes. Yeah, they all 4 colors play nice together, which is cool. Got some little teardrops and a bunch of little sparkly beads, some rondelles in here, and some sparkly spacer beads. A little bit sparkly, more sparkly of a mix. And then you've got a gorgeous chain for that one too. So pretty. Marianne says penta equals 5. Yes. For that shape on that bead. Oh, you get 2 of those. I didn't realize that. You get 2 of these big beads in there. I thought maybe it was just 1. Oh, I gotta run away. Oh, there it is. Well, that's cool. And last but not least, we have our red coral, which is the Lava Falls color. So we'll take a look at this chain. Ooh, I like the red tone in this chain. It's like a deep, kind of like a brick red feeling. That's really pretty. And then you've got a lovely mix of a bunch of different reds and some sort of softer reds in there too with the gold. So this one has those little stick pearl looking beads in that very soft red tone. Pretty. Some bigger beads like this, nice and faceted. These have a little pearlescence to them too. They look like a Baroque pearl. Oh, they have these little round ones that were in the water spout, but they're red and they have like a rainbow finish on them. Very cool. Lots of little bicones, some more of those little rondelles in the red. This one's got a lot of some gold, some squares, some rectangles. So lots of different shapes in this one to play with. Some of these sparkly spacer beads. These are quite large too. And this says, Kristen, your boss put more in kit than what was in just original beads. I'm not sure which kit you're talking about, but I just got this delivery of all of our new items that we put up for fall. Okay, and then these are the other, oh, we got some runaway beads over here too. These are the coordinating bead strands. We got 2 out of the 4 colors in the bead strands. So we've got the water spout and the lava falls. And I just want to show you some of my favorite beads on each strand. So this strand, I'd say this one's my favorite. I love this one. It's got a couple of different tones of blue. It feels very like Grecian to me. And you've got 2 of those. I love that. So that's the water spout. And then this one, I didn't realize looking at the picture that these were flowers on there. This is like a lampwork looking flower bead in the center. So I really wanted to point that out to you because I think in the picture it gets like blown out on the website and you can't really tell. It's super pretty. I love this. So that is my favorite bead in this strand, but there's some good beads in here. I also love these, which are kind of a rusty red, almost kind of a closer on going towards the orange side, but not super orangey. Kind of like a terracotta-ish. So pretty. And then we also, these I'm going to play with today in my design. We also included these little check glass Hishi beads, which come in the water spout, the caramel cafe, and the red lava colors. These are really cute. And again, I feel like the colors are richer and more fall-like in person than they appear in the photograph. It does look like a poinsettia. Good call, Teresa. It does have a kind of a poinsettia feel. That'd be perfect for holiday jewelry. Very, very pretty. Hi, Rosalinda. Oh my gosh. And then we've got TierraCast in the house. I'm not going to take these all out of the bag because there's just too many and I'm never going to get started on my jewelry if I do. But I am going to give you a little look-see. So we've got these beautiful ferns in 4 colorways. These are really large. These are currently on our website. They weren't brand new, but they're good for the fall. Like they're little fairies. I feel like they're good for any time of year, but they're kind of fun with fall stuff. The same with these. We have these little green man or tree spirit charms. These are perfect for fall designs, and you could find those. I don't know if we have all the colors the metal tones in these left because they're actually from last year. I think we put them online and we just kept them around for a while because we liked them, but we might be low on the metal tones. And then these are new. We got these adorable thistle charms. I feel like you're going to be able to see it better in the silver. These are little milk thistle charms, and we've got them in all of the colors. We've also got them in a button, so you can get them in a button in all 4 colors too, which is the gold, silver, antique brass, and antique copper. And we've got these beautiful redwood tree charms, which on the back have a little stamp, not all those who wander are lost. So great. I love that quote. And then we have these adorable little, let's take out a gold one, acorn bead caps. I think these are so cute. I mean, you can make cute little fall acorn earrings or charms. They're just beautifully made. There we go. Cute. And we've got those in gold, copper, antique brass, and silver. And then we put up some of these ceramic beads. I didn't get all of them, but I did get one of the large butterfly pendants. And you'll see they have some color variation. All of them have color variations. They're just sort of randomly picked. But you have 2 sides. This one is the flower pendant. Super pretty. I like that this one's got a little more green in there. Sometimes there's more red or blue. And then this one is a sweet butterfly bead. See, it has the hole that runs through left to right. Really, really pretty. We also got in some new Halloween ones. I haven't gotten those yet because I'm just a little behind the schedule here. So I don't have the Halloween ones, but I did see that we sold out of the jack-o'-lantern and we sold out of one of the owls. So if you like those Halloween ceramic beads, go over and check them out before they're all gone. We still have a skeleton. We have a ghost, a skeleton, and we have 2 other owls. Just one of the 3 owls sold out so far. And then is there anything else? Ghost, skeleton, owls. Yeah, I think that's it. So pretty. All right, so now let's move over and move this all out of the way. So much stuff on my desk. It's kind of crazy. And let's move this little doodad over here. And maybe I can get a little closer. We have a lot of new Halloween items. We've got the ceramic beads. We have the Spider Queen kit. We have the Spider Queen matching bead strand. We have a bunch of TierraCast Halloween charms. So lots and lots of stuff. So here is what I'm playing with. I wanted to make something with these really pretty Monstera leaves that we got in. And we got these in, this is the antique brass color. And that's the copper. So you can see the difference. The antique brass is a little darker and the copper is brighter. And then we also have gold and we have silver. And then This is the color palette I was looking to work with. So I made this necklace last year before I went on my anniversary trip to Hawaii, and it had these nut beads on there that I had bought actually on my first anniversary in San Francisco, but they're very common to wear in Hawaii. So I decided to make this necklace as sort of my ode to Hawaii before I went away. And I wore this actually, I think I wore this every day that I was in Hawaii because it just was perfect with everything I was wearing. So I decided we're going back to Hawaii as a family this weekend. And I thought, oh, that would be fun to make something to go along with it. And I wanted to use these Monstera charms for sure. I pulled out these little guys because they were kind of in the same colorway as the browns and stuff I had here and the reds. The only thing is that this is a little bit more turquoise, like on the greener side. So I might not use that one. And instead I pulled out some seed beads that are closer to that tone. I don't really know what I'm going to do with all these yet. I had one left over of these beads. I forgot what they're called. I think they're like divvy beads or something like that. They were in a live sale. So I pulled that out. I also have some of these brown travertine table cut beads that were in a kit in the past. We still sell these at softflexcompany.com. So I thought they kind of went really well. So this is why it's eclectic jewelry design, because it's just a mishmash of things that I'm gathering to put together. These are some wooden beads that have a little bit of a red tone to them. And then I've got some of these little nugget beads. They're spacers. They have little flowers on them. These are from TierraCast also. This is the copper color. We carry those in a bunch of other colors. And I pulled out some of these Rolos because I thought maybe these could be good in the copper color as a spacer bead. Let's take some of those out. And then I'm not sure about this one, but this is a bone colored check gloss bead strand that we are still selling online. So I pulled that one out, but as I'm looking at it, it might be a little bit too light in tone, although it does pick up this this kind of color here. So maybe it will be good for an accent. And then I've got some antique copper craft wire. I've got 20 gauge and I've got 24 gauge. Yeah. I know, Elaine, I have to like pull everything together, right? I was like, it started with this leaf and then Sarah mentioned, oh, Kristen, are you going to make something with this leaf to bring with you to Hawaii? And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And I should match it to my Hawaii necklace that I made last year. So I have two things going on in my head. I have a pair of earrings and I have a bracelet. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I've got this clasp I pulled out from TierraCast. It's the 2-loop magnetic clasp. You just slide open. I haven't used that yet. I also just grabbed a little lobster claw. And I have a couple of little jump rings here. And some tassels. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I think I'm going to hold on to the bright copper. Well, I don't know. I was thinking that because I used copper and I used copper wire, beading wire, and I used copper, antique copper craft wire, I would use the copper leaves for earrings. And then I might use one of the antique brass for the bracelet because I don't have 3 of the copper. I only have 2 of each color. So I have to make a decision. I think I'd like the bright copper as earrings because I think you'll see it better. And then on my dark hair. And then the darker one, the antique brass, could be in the bracelet. I might even hook this on in a way that I could replace it if I want to. Maybe. All right, so what do we want to do? I was originally thinking I would do a bunch of wire wrapping for these beads, but I wasn't sure how I would like that with a magnetic clasp. I feel like with the magnetic clasp, I would like the beading wire better. What do you guys think? And do I like all of these colors? I feel like I like these colors. The little pop of the teal. Let's see, what color beading wire do we want to use? Probably copper to go with the necklace. Oh, this is the fine. I want the medium. I want the medium. There's my medium. So this is Softlex Metallics Copper Color in medium diameter. That's the 0.019. It has 49 strands of stainless steel beading wire. And I think I might just start stringing on the spool and see where this goes. Cut open this. Cut open these. I think these look so cute when they are barreled together like this, but I wanted to show you that they are like little daisy spacers. Are you talking about these teal beads? Because these are seed beads that I got from Cassandra. But if you're talking about these teal beads, this was actually a thrift store find. I bought it's all wood. They are like dyed wood beads. And I found the necklace in the thrift store and cut it apart. So that's how that's where I found that. This was for Beads to Live By from their seed bead selection, their curated collection that they put together for August. Teresa, off-topic question. Can you use the fine beading wire for Peyote Stitch? I don't know. I've never done Peyote Stitch. I know that Sarah was playing with Peyote Stitch and the rolla beads just recently. I'm not sure what beading wire she was using. I don't think I caught that video live. So I can't answer that, Teresa. I think you can ask Sarah or you can ask Danielle Wicks. I know that they did a beading party where they did a peyote style. Was that during Customer Appreciation Week? I don't remember. Everything blurs in together. But if you check out our blog, you can take a look at some of our recent blog posts, and it should be in there. Marianne says Sarah used the Very Fine, and she used the Very Fine in Soft Touch. That makes sense. I mean, you can give it a try because a lot of things work across our different diameters. However, I know Sarah was very surprised that we could peyote stitch at all. And I know that that stitch might be a little bit tighter. So it could be that the thinner, you really need that extra fine wire. I don't do too much bead weaving. Out of us, I would say Sarah has done more than I have. Oh, Rosalinda said it was one of the Wednesday beading parties with Danielle. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to keep up. Thank you for that. It's really, I feel like I don't know what's going on. Maria says it looks beautiful in peyote stitching. Yeah, they did a good job. It looked really pretty. I agree. The only stitch I've ever done was the Russian spiral. Sarah taught that at a bead and button show years ago, and I was her helper for that show in the classroom. And so I had to kind of do that design before we went so that I could be a good helper. And that was the only, so that's the only one I've really done. And it works beautifully as a Russian spiral bracelet. Soft flex wire really is nice because it makes like a much thicker bangle. So it's very different looking. Rosalinda says she feels that way every day. What side is up? What day is it? What's going on? Somebody help me. So I'm just playing and stringing. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of here for hanging out. And I love that little red in there. Those red daisy spacer beads. They're so pretty. I'm leaning towards doing a 2-strand. These almost have a metallic finish on them. They're kind of like a red metallic. So the metallic finish softens that red a little bit. Yes, the red does add a little Southwest vibe to it. Mira suggested add some pops of red. I think these table cut beads were actually from our Tucson kit. Not this year, but last year. Maybe it was this year. Again, I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, I show up Tell me what beads are new. I show up and play. How was Kay's video on Friday? Did any of you catch the beading party with Kay Goss from Stars Beads with Sarah on Friday? That was kind of a special extra. We don't usually do a Friday video. I think Kay had 2 of our kits, our Peace and Love kit and our Foxy Lady kit. So now I'm kind of looking, I feel like I'm probably getting close to the end here for the 1 strand. So far I've got a little over 6 inches. So I'm looking to see, okay, at this table cut bead, those 2 are facing in. Then I've got the little daisy beads. Then I've got one facing out. And then I'll do another group of those daisy spacers. Oh my gosh, these are so cute, aren't they? I always love the texture that daisy spacers give. Marianne says part of Kay's day. Oh, does she do a Friday 1:30 video? Is that her normal time slot? I didn't know that. Good. And Maria says, it was good. Kay made so many beautiful pieces. I bet. She's always so fast. That's kind of fun. Pamela says, Kay made quite a few pieces in record time. Gail says, I know. Okay, so we're at 7 inches, which is probably a bit too long because I'm going to add my clasp in here. And my clasp is how many inches? So with that and then crimping, yeah, we're going to be too long. So I think I'll cut off. I think I will take off this bead on either end. And we should probably be in a good place for me. Marianne says, no, she does. Oh, that's right. She does the Friday. I did know she did the Friday Night Live. So it was a good tie-in with her. This is probably better. I usually make myself about a 7-inch bracelet. So I'm going to bead stopper this. Trim that off. Bead stopper this end. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it looks pretty just on its own. What do we want to do for the second strand? I never got any of these roller beads in. Might focus on that one being kind of in the center since it's the only one I have like that. Or I can always make it as a little extra charm piece too, hanging off. Do I want to add the caramel color in there? I feel like I would want these to be off-centered from the brown flat discs. And I could hang this off the front, kind of in the center. Put it on a jump ring. Let me find out, where did I put those jump rings? There they are. I really wanted to get this in there, so maybe I could do something where I make a little dangle. And then I've got these that can go either towards the end or in the center. I want to get more of these back in there in the second round too, just to have a couple. And then, okay, let's see what happens. I've got an idea started. I think first thing I got to do is make a little dangle with these beads. So let's grab the antique copper in 24 gauge. And we've got a new spool here, so if I could find the end. There we go. And let's do a little knot head pin. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit so I'm not working so close to the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to go to the tippy top of my plier, go around 2 full times, then bend my wire up before I take it off the plier. Maybe that'll help me to remember which way to put this through the loop. And then I'm just putting it through that loop and pulling this. And I want to use my nylon jaw pliers, chain nose pliers, to make that little knot head pin. We'll do that again. I'm going to turn this into a wrapped loop. So I'm going to go around my pliers, and then I'm going to go around my bead, make a nice little messy wrap. Trim off and tuck that in, and we've got one little drop here. And I'm going to do that again for this second little bead. Marisol says, I love the knotted head pin. It's definitely easier with 24 gauge. I think this is the first time I'm using 24 gauge. So when you're making little dangles or wrapped loops, you can use 20 to 20. Oh, I should have did my little, I didn't do it. Bend it up before I take it off my pliers so I remember which way to go. You can use 20 gauge, 22 gauge, 24 gauge are all good for it. And 24 is your thinnest. Then it goes to 22 and then 20. So 24 is going to be the easiest to maneuver, and that's what I'm using right now. I always tended to go towards the larger gauges when I first started doing wire work, and I was very surprised when I find out that a lot of people use those 24 and 22 gauges, because I would always go for 18 and 20 because I liked the heftiness of it, but it isn't as easy to work with because it's a harder, thicker wire. There's another one, and then I just need one more little jump ring. So I'm just going to twist open my jump ring here, and I'm going to add on my Monstera leaf. Got any plant lovers out there? I have a, I think it's not a Monstera plant, but it's very similar. So I think it's in the same family that has been doing so well. I can't believe it because I've never been a very good plant mama, but it's been alive and kicking for a while. So I just made this little cluster. So just slide each of those dangles on to the side of, I think I've got my thing set up right. So if I'm going to string this way, do I have that laying properly? Oh, if I'm going to string it, maybe I don't even want that extra jump ring. Let me take this one off and put them all on one. I think that's what I want. Find the opening, twist it back open, because it's going to go on my bracelet that way, and that would have that hanging forward. Although I probably can't replace this later if I do that. Let me see how it'll hang. Marisol says, I only use the 18 and 20 gauges for my bases, but when it comes to wrapping, 24 and 26 and sometimes 28. Oh my gosh. Yes, 26 and 28 I do not ever use, except for if I was doing the knitting spool. In that case, I would use it. I could add one of these on a separate jump ring just so it hangs in the front. Dangles are a whole thing, aren't they? You have to kind of get them right. Rosalinda says, I love plants. I have orchids inside my house and a gardenia, lavender, oriental jasmine, and aloe outside. Oh my goodness. That sounds very ambitious. I have had orchids before that have done well until they, because they don't live forever, don't they come back? And so they did well until they died off for the season. And then I just never could get it back. So I don't know what I did there. Okay, let me see how this looks now. If I were to string through that jump ring, how does that look? Oh my gosh, why am I having, I think they have to be on the same side. Why am I having such an issue? Oh no, Marianne, I have a terrible cat story. Marianne says, my cats eat my plants. Yes, I got my mother-in-law an Easter lily list this past year, and lilies are very bad for cats. They're very toxic. And I guess her cat ate some and she was okay, but they had to take her to the vet, and the vet kept her overnight for like 2 days to make sure that she was all right. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. It was a whole thing. So now there's no plants at my mother-in-law's house. We don't bring any we don't bring any live plants, and she doesn't get live plants because there's so many plants that are problems for cats. And I felt terrible. Luckily, her cat was fine. Okay, that's finally what I wanted, where I wanted the dangles to kind of hang in front. Woo-wee, that took a minute. So what I ended up doing is I've got the one jump ring over the Monstera leaf. Then I have another jump ring, which has this little teardrop on it. And then I just strung this round bead on top of the first jump ring. My goodness, that was tough. Let's see, what do we want to put next to the jump ring? I feel like that could be nice because it'll kind of slide in there. Janet says you need lots of heat and humidity. I definitely don't have humidity here for orchids. They grow great here in the South Florida, except when we're dodging hurricanes. Yeah, are you guys doing okay right now? I saw that there was a hurricane warning, wasn't there? Rosalinda has some humidity where you are, as you are in Southern California. There's definitely no humidity here. Marianne says spider plants are okay for cats, but they do love to eat them. Spider plants are great too. I don't have one right now, but I did have one for a long time that did really well. So that's good to know, even though I'm a little weary about getting them any other plants. I'm going to cut this strand off the spool because I kind of want to work back and forth. Marisol says she has a plant named Mr. Plant. Of course you do. And that was given to her when her brother passed 7 years ago. Oh my goodness. People can't believe he's still alive. One of my cats likes to chew on the leaves, so I guess that one's okay for cats too. I don't have anything. Okay, that's not true. I have one plant that has maybe survived around that long, and it was just a pothos plant, which those are a great starter plant if you're having a hard time. I think a spider plant is another really good one. Because I was able to keep those alive. And if I could keep them alive, they're definitely a starter plant and perfect. Oh, finally getting somewhere. I like that. I like that. I like that. I do want to add in these rolla beads somewhere. So maybe I'll try them. On the sides there. That's kind of fun. Gail says, I couldn't have any cut flowers in a vase when I had a cat. She always found the vase and knocked it over. They are very curious creatures, aren't they? They like to check out everything. Trying to decide if these might be a little bit too large or if they're going to be okay. They're kind of back towards the back a little bit in a weird way. What if I moved it a little closer? That's better. Marianne says spider plants are very forgiving. They turn grayish when they need water. I think mine all of a sudden, like my spider plant didn't bloom for a very long time. I know they have like some blooms on there. And then I think once it did bloom, it kind of died after that. So I don't know. Janet says, I love these beads. Are they in a kit? They're not. This is one of those like pull things from my stash and put them together. So let me point out some of these beads. You can get these little daisy spacers at softflexcompany.com. You can get these bone check glass beads at softflexcompany.com. They'd both be in the check glass section. You can get the table cut beads there too, also in the check glass section. And then the little spacer beads are just the teal seed beads. On this strand here, we've got, these are the rolla beads. So you can get those. They come in a tube like this. You can get those at softflexcompany.com. And then we've got the Monstera leaf charm. And this little bead is from a live sale, so you can't get that one. Yeah, I think that's it. So basically everything you can get except for this little bead and these little seed beads. Oh, and this is a wooden bead that's kind of got a red tone to it. And I just happen to have that one in my stash. Okay, I like where that's going. Let's clip this side and do the same over here. We're going kind of long today. I had a feeling with all of those beads to show in the beginning, I might not have time to really crimp it, but I'll show you what I plan to do. Nope, wrong bead. Wrong bead. I don't know if are the rolla beads in our check glass bead category too, Damien? Because if that's true, then basically you could find them all of the beads in the check glass beads except for the Monstera leaf. And that would be in the components and crimps category. Yes, they are. Oh, good. So that makes it easy. So you can find all of the beads I'm using in the check glass section. All right, how much left? Just a little bit. Just a little bit left. Should I finish it out? Let's see how many daisy spacers I have left. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of course. So I can only do 2 more on each side. If I did that way. Oops, forgot one. I'm just adding a few of these seed beads to the end to try and get it to be about the same length as the first strand. Whoa, that was a close call. I didn't have a bead stopper on that side. That would have been sad. All right, I feel like this one might be just a little bit longer. So maybe I'll take out I'll just take out one. I know, that is the worst when you spill the beads. It is the worst. That is why bead stoppers are my friend. I can't believe I forgot on this side. I think we're pretty close here. I wonder if my seed bead would stop jumping around. All right, let's make the connection. I'm telling you, I think I like this just as one strand. Is that sad for me to say after doing all that work? Let me see what happens when I add both. Oh, it's pretty with 2 strands too. really wanted to use this. I really wanted to use this guy. I kind of wish I added some roller beads in this strand. Now that I see them here, I really like them in there. Look at how nice they look. Jody says, I love it as one strand, but I love it even more as two strands. Okay. That is a good, I almost feel like I wish I had a roller bead right here. It's just super annoying to want to go all the way and restring that. Ah! But I want to. I feel like it'll be nice to have that in there. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I could even put more, but I'm going to settle on just doing it in the center. Yes, I like that. It should work up pretty quickly now that I know what I'm doing on each side, though, right? It's one of those things that it's just a little detail, but I think it will really help tie the two strands together a bit, just a bit more. Diane says, go for it. Now is the time to fix it. It's true. Because after now, it won't be fixed. It would just be what it is. Once it's on there, it's a done deal. I don't know about you, but I mean, I do cut things up sometimes. But if I made it a while ago, I get to a point I just deal with it. Or I give it to somebody. If it's not something I end up wearing, like if I sized it wrong or something, I find someone else. It's hard to restring. It's a pain. Jody says the roller beads are lovely. It was worth a few minutes. It was. I agree. Thank you. I was like, oh, am I really going to take that apart? Jody has a bunch of bead stoppers. She just has to remember to use them. Well, I keep this little box of them by my tools so that I don't forget. Because I was the angry beader after all. Pre-bead stoppers, I would get so upset because I would drop the beads all the time. It was always right at the end when I was looking to finish it and size it, and they would just go everywhere. And it was so bad that my husband would be like, why are you even doing this? You get so sad. Oh, they do look like pineapples. Colita, I love that you said that. She said these table cut beads look like pineapples. Oh my gosh, that just made me love this even more. And you know what else I just realized that would be awesome is if that bead was there instead. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can handle doing that again. I wish I realized that before. What the heck? Although the table cut beads are pretty comfortable. I do like them, how flat they are. Tracy says put the red one in. So that would be there instead. Oh my gosh. Really? See, this is why I have to design stuff before I go live most of the time. Because things like that happen. All right. If I'm going to change it once, I'm going to change it twice. This is why I laugh about designing on the fly because I end up taking things apart all the time. Oh, but that works, doesn't it? Because now you've got the little triangle effect here, and it really ties the two strands in together. I know it does help us all learn when we get to do stuff like that together. Diane says that helps us learn. I agree. I just sometimes feel bad, like, oh no, you're going to watch me restring again. But it is good to see that when you sit down to bead, and when if someone just watched videos that were always just start to finish, that's how it was, you'd think that, oh, people just sit down and they just figure it out right away. But that's really not, that's not the truth. The truth is you do have to kind of go back and forth and see what works and make changes. And at least I didn't crimp yet. Sometimes that happens after I've crimped. And then I'm like, oh no, now I'm going to cut the piece and I'm going to start over again, which that totally happens too. It will change the length of the strand, you're right. But I could probably just add a couple of extra seed beads on the end because it'll make it a little bit shorter. That's part of the dance of creativity, is going through and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes it's just like a feeling thing. You have to just kind of be in it, doing it to know, oh, something's missing, or you see that bead like I did off to the side where I went, oh, I really wish the rollers were here because I liked them in that strand and they weren't in this one. And then all of a sudden this one came into my focus. I think I'm just going to add some seed beads there because I want to save a couple of these red ones for some earrings possibly. And I almost am out of the red ones, the little Hishi beads. So I think I'll just add some seed beads at the end. Janet says, designing on the fly is probably easier without all of us looking over your shoulder. I don't know. I think some people just, like, Sarah's really good at making a decision and then just rolling with it. And I'm a little bit, I can get a little bit pickier when I'm doing stuff and feel like, oh, and I think it also depends on what I'm working on. Because sometimes jewelry, I'm just making it for just the fun of making it, and I don't have anything in mind, and that's a little bit easier. But this one, I'm like trying to match the necklace I already have, and so I've got some preconceived ideas of what I want, and so in that case, I think I could get a little bit pickier about what I'm doing. But then there's other times where I'm just like, oh, I'm going to make something quick and easy, and this is what I've got. And those are a little bit easier to do on the fly. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do I have so many more on this side? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens here. I think I'm ready to crimp. Famous last words. So I'm going to take the first bracelet with my bead stoppers on and just try and figure out how this will fit. Well, with the magnet, it's actually a little bit easier to see. For me, I think this needs to be just a little bit longer. So I'll add 2, maybe I'll add 3. Two and 3. Now I'm going to take this and put it through one side of the clasp, and I'm going to bead stopper it. Maybe I'll use a little one. And then check my size one more time. I think I'm notorious for making bracelets the wrong size. I find them to be the most difficult to size. And I feel like there's a cool tool out there that would help me, like a bracelet sizer tool. I used to have one that was kind of it was like a flat one, and you rolled it up like a cone. It still feels like it's too short for me, so I gotta add a little bit more. And I used that for a while, but then it got funky and didn't really hold its shape very well. And I feel like I've seen other ones that are really nice, maybe from Kate Richburg at the bead shop. It might be, she might have something I'm thinking about. What do you guys use for bracelets? All right, I think I'm going to call it okay here and hope for the best. It is saying it's just shy of 7 inches, so that should be good. I feel like she's got some sort of bracelet sizer, like bead board or something. Maria has a wooden mandrel. That would be nice. That sounds good. I don't have, for bracelets, I don't have a mandrel. I just have one for rings. But I think it would be nice to have something that would help me size quickly, so I wasn't always guessing. Oh no, Pamela says her mail is there, but she can't get it because it's raining. Are you expecting beads? Is there beads in your mail? Because if there's beads in your mail, that would be very sad to not be able to go out there and get them. All right. Pamela says yes. Oh, I did. That's why it looked different, Lori. Thank you. I was wondering why it looked a little different. It just didn't dawn on me as to why. So now you can longingly look at your mailbox until the rain stops. And you can go get your beads. I have to thank Cassandra from Beads to Live By for all of these seed beads she's given me. I have all of these fun colors to play with now. Whenever I need a little extra spacer bead. Even though they take forever. All right. Clip that on, get some crimps, and let's crimp this baby. Maria says, I also have a design board, but I don't think it's accurate when you use larger beads. Oh, I think it's a design board that I'm thinking of. Jody says she just keeps checking it with her wrists. You tend to make mine a bit too big for me, which is annoying as I like mine tighter. I have an acclaim board, which helps me measure it. My problem is the clasp. Yeah, because every clasp is different. You know, it's always going to be a little bit different with how much space it takes up. I haven't used these clasps yet. They're so pretty. Just going to string on my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube in copper. And I'm going to take that beading wire back around the clasp and then back through the crimp tube. And if it's feeling a little snug, you can just use a pair of pliers to really kind of get it through there. Oh no, Pamela says yes, it's true. I'm in Florida. Who knows when the rain will stop? You might be there longing for your beads for a while. And it's ravioli time. Trim off my wire. And there's strand 1. Let's get strand 2 on here. Now, Softlex beading wire does have stainless steel in the core, so you will notice when you're using a magnetic clasp that it kind of wants to hug, like the wire kind of wants to hug it a little bit. Just be aware that your wire might have a mind of its own. Okay, what did I do here? I left a bit extra. I'm going to do a little size check just to make sure I don't have a little extra I have to add on this side. And it looks like I do have to add just a couple more. 3 more. Where are those beads? I didn't expect to have so many seed beads on the end, but that's okay. If I realized I was going to use so many, I probably would have added a couple more of these beads in there. But it just kept going. And at that point, I just went with it. Okay, let's take this one, add our crimp tube, and come back around. Feed your wire through your crimp. All right, and you just want to leave a little space before you crimp. I also like to check my loops on either side, just make sure that they're looking pretty similar. I mean, they don't have to be exact, but you just want to make sure they're not way off where it's noticeable. Oh, Janet said it's just hitting you now, the hurricane. They're on the east side of it. Well, stay safe. I hope you just get a bit of rain and it doesn't end up being too much, and that you'll be able to get those beads in no time. Okay, home stretch. Last crimp. That's what I mean, like your wire does not want to kind of go through. It wants to hit that magnet. Create a little space between your crimp and your last bead so that you can get your wire through, and then you can pull it tight to adjust. Where did I put that crimper? There it is. Ravioli time. I'm going to use my magical crimpers to crimp this crimp tube, but you can use any crimpers that you prefer. Oh my goodness. And there we have it. Let's see, so I'll slide this beauty out. Here's the moment of truth. Okay, it definitely fits if I can get it on the right way. There we go. It fits! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And look at how, actually I could probably pull that a little bit. It's probably slightly big if I wanted it to be a little bit more fitted, but this is comfortable for me. I don't like it to be too tight. So pretty. Wow, I really love it. And now I'm going to think of these as pineapples, and I totally dig that. Thank you for saying that. Really fun. Thanks for hanging with me. This one was a long one. Longer than usual for sure, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Let's get all of these beads out of the way here. There we go. I love it. Thanks for all of your help. Totally worth the effort. Yeah, it turned out to a really, really pretty color. And I actually like all of this extra turquoise. That would be fun if I would have done that kind of over here too and given it some extra turquoise, but I'm not going back now. That's it. We did it. We made it happen. Yeah, I really love this. These colors just totally, let me go back up here. These colors totally speak to me. I dig this. This is so fall and fun and eclectic. It's a great mix. Great mix of beads and components. Well, thank you all for being here with me today. That wasn't really what I thought I would end up doing. So it's kind of funny how that happens. I wasn't really sure. Jody says, I'm really inspired by this. Yay. That's what it's all about, right? It's all about just kind of coming together, hanging out, and inspiring each other to try some new things. Yes, Lori says, be sure to post a picture of the earrings when you get to making them. I know, I'm going to have to work on them next. See what happens. Thanks for being here with me today. I will not be here next Monday. I am headed out of town with the family. We are going to go, I'm taking the kids to Hawaii this time and really excited about it. So I won't be here next Monday, but I will be back the following Monday. Be sure to check us out at the live sale tomorrow on the Softflix Company Facebook page at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to check out the kit day on Wednesday. We'll have a brand new kit for you, and we will be opening up the Spider Queen. And then we've got the following week, we've got the trick or treat jewelry making party. So you can find the details for that over at softflexcompany.com. And I look forward to seeing you all real soon. Thank you. Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope my kids really enjoy it. I mean, my husband and I were just blown away last year when it's the first time we had went and just couldn't believe how incredible it was. And we've been talking about it ever since. So they just start eye rolling, and I really hope they enjoy it. And I said to Bert, I said, this is a test. If they don't enjoy it as much as we think they should, they might not come with us on the next trip. So they better at least express how happy they are to be there. Thanks, everybody. It's been a great day, and thank you for joining me and spending the time with me. Yeah, they don't know it's a test, but it's a test, right? We'll see. Because I'm always like, oh, we have to bring the kids. But maybe I don't always have to, but I'm excited for them to experience it this time, for sure. All right, love you all. Happy beading. And until next time, thanks for joining me. Bye.